Often when starting with the potential client, I said potential client, the conversation is wrapped around, I've got a bad leadership team. They're just not really that strong. They're not that bought in. They're not that consistent. What do I do? These are 3 critical steps. Number 1, own your part. If your leaders show up and act a certain way consistently, as the senior leader or the hospitality entrepreneur, you have to own that. You contributed to allowing that behavior to show up consistently. And it's not negative saying own your part because it's negative, the behavior that's happening now. Just own your part. You own 50% of the relationship, and that's a way to shift somebody who's not showing up as they should to leaning into their potential. And that leads into the next step. We have to have candid conversations consistently. But if we want to move people from bad leadership forward, we have to let them know exactly where they stand. I had a chance to be in a workshop with Jack Welch, who is the CEO of General Electric, considered the top CEO of the last 100 years. And Jack said, after a challenging question from somebody in the audience, it is a leader's obligation and job to let every single person on their team know exactly where they stood. In that workshop, I literally almost fell off my chair because at that point in my career, at that point as a leader, I wasn't doing what I should. I was having conversations about people behind closed doors that I wasn't having with them to their face. When I started to get candid and build trust with people, it showed them where and how they could improve and develop. The third step is I need you to make a decision. I need you to decide if you have a leader on your team that's in question. If you surrender and decide that you're going to keep them on your team, I need you to do that for a period of 90 days. Just surrender. Say, what are you going to do to develop them? What are you going to do to support them? What do you expect of them? And then remove the discussion of they don't fit for at least a 90-day period. If you're not willing to do that, you have a decision to make, and that's to allow them to transition to their next opportunity. I think it's critical that leaders free up opportunity for managers to move on if they don't fit your team. They'll be happier somewhere else, and you'll create the space on your team and the growth opportunity on your team to make sure your restaurant moves towards its goals.